Welcome to Gear Shift, a podcast dedicated to all aspects of vehicle ownership with your hosts, Christof and Casper. Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back to Gear Shift. This is going to be special. This is going to be a minisode. And there's a reason for it, and I'll get into that in a minute here. But I'm going to start off, as we always do, with our sponsor, which is the Bearded Detailer, located in Center Valley, Pennsylvania. Is your best option for automotive detailing solutions. Go to thebeardeddetailer.com, and while you're there, go ahead and visit the swag store. Use promo code GEARSHIFT for 10% off your order. Doesn't get much better than that now, does it? Also, while you're on that website, you can go over to the Gear Shift section, so thebeardeddetailer.com/GearShift, and you can check out all of our information, all of our links, social media. Anything you need to know about us is on there. Like I said, our links to our social media will be on there. That will talk about why we want to do this. If you'd like to give back to us and help this creative process continue, there's a link to our Patreon page where you can donate. And also there's our submission form there, which, since I'm talking about the submission form, let's talk about that intro. We are still going on with we're still doing the contest regarding the vehicle in our intro. You just have to guess the car. No trickery. There's no trickery here. Just guess the car. It's not a swap. It's a factory car that anyone could purchase, and just guess it. It's not that hard, says the guy who knows what it is. But, yeah. If you know what car that is, or you want to give your best crack at it, go on to that Gear Shift section of thebeardeddetailer.com and submit your answer. There's a submission form there. You can also message us on Instagram or Facebook. If you know us personally, you can text us or message us. Or if you like to do things the old-fashioned way, you can go to gearshiftpodcast@gmail.com and send us out an email that way. That's not a horrible way to do it. Yeah, and whoever gets it right, it will be selected at random. The correct answer will be selected at random, and the winner gets a $25 gift card to the Bearded Detailer. I mean, it's practically free money just for knowing what a car is. Doesn't get much better than that now, does it? Yeah, I think that's it. Now, I'm going to give a little explanation as to why I'm sitting here by myself talking to you. Pretty simple. Technology sucks. That's all. No, we had episode 15 all planned out for you guys. It was going to be automotive detailing with Louis Aviles from out in Chicago, owner of Automobile Day Spa. And we had it recorded. We recorded yesterday with him. Everything went very well. Great content. And went to edit it today. I got real busy last night and this morning, so went to go edit it this afternoon. And I tell you what, one thing after another. There was just some massive glitches, and I don't know why. So I can fix certain things. I can piece certain things out, cut them out and just piece together something else that, I've done it before. But this was beyond anything I could repair. So we do have plans on re-recording it. Louis has already agreed to this, and he had taken notes prior to, and I'll take notes from the usable audio as well too, and we'll redo it, and it won't get ruined. It'll be just as good, maybe even better. Who knows? But rather than just sending out an apology to you guys and or not giving you anything, I decided we're going to do a little mini-sode here. I'm not going to do the full hour because no one wants to listen to me for a full hour. I barely want to listen to myself on a day-to-day basis, so I can't blame you if you turn it off right now. But since you're here, we might as well let's talk. Still going to get the usual stuff out of the way here. At the very end, we'll still do what did you do this week. We're still going to do CoDriver of the week and whatnot. So I'll get that taken care of at the end here. But figure out about this being about a half hour or so, unless I really go down a rabbit hole. Yeah, so I'm sitting here. I got my glass of Strikeforce Energy, and which again does make this clear, does not sponsor the show. However, it is just damn good. Hey, if there's anyone whoever needs caffeine, it's car people. So if you do need that extra boost, I was a Red Bull guy for a long time, probably longer than my body would have appreciated it. But I drank coffee, Red Bull all the time. I never really got into Monster. I just couldn't get over the taste, man. Wasn't my thing. But I really liked Red Bull. But the amount of sugar that's in there is absolutely disgusting. And the sugar-free ones, not that good. And on top of it, now you got to recycle a can. You got all that crap. So when I came across this Strikeforce Energy company and I saw what they had, I'm like, I'll give it a try. One box comes with 10 packets in it. It is a liquid packet, so it's not powder, which is important because anyone who's ever tried to mix a powder in, you spill you spill a little bit. You never get it all in there, and then it's just not the same. So it's a little tin pack, and it has liquid in it. You just peel it open, dump it in, good to go. Boom, boom. And then they also have a 750 milliliter bottle, which is what I eventually migrated to because I use it so often. It's got 100 servings in it, but for $10 for the 10 pack box, it was worth a try. And once I tried it, I'm like, this stuff is fantastic. There's no sugar in it. It works. So go to strikeforceenergy.com and check it out. They ship anywhere. They are on Amazon too. It's great. It really is. And you can mix it in anything, and they have different flavors. I haven't tried the other flavors, but the original, I like the original. So I'm sitting here, I'm drinking that. I got the gear shift dog down here. I got Chewy. He's chilling with me. He's in his crate, but he's chilling. He's chilling like a villain. Today was a good day. I'm recording this on Sunday. We went to Cars and Coffee this morning. It was the season opener. Every time I think to myself, you know what? I think I'll just go to Cars and Coffee and see what else is, just see what's out there. If I ever say that again, I should just have someone around that their sole purpose is waiting for me to say that, and then they can just punch me right in the face, because when I get there, that's what I want to do, is punch myself. And here's why. I love cars, obviously. Otherwise the show wouldn't exist. But so it was the first of the year, the first Cars and Coffee for Lehigh Valley of the year, and there are a ton of nice cars in Lehigh Valley. There's a lot of money in this area, and with a lot of money comes a lot of nice cars. So that's cool. There's a lot of cars that you normally would only get to see in magazines or movies or on TV, whatever. So that's kind of cool. It's cool to get out and see a Lamborghini, a Viper, Ferrari, Maserati. Stuff that you don't get to see on a normal everyday basis. And that's kind of cool. However, because they're not as frequent, you're going to see the same ones every single month you go. And it's nice, but I would say that the majority of them, they never do a damn thing to them. So you might as well just go to a dealership, and because you're not going to get a test drive. So you might as well just go to a dealership and walk around and look. And yeah, you might as well do that. There's a handful of nice cars that come once in a while that don't come every time, and it's nice to be able to go, wow, you really get to poke around in them, and they got some stuff done. But the amount of stock Camaros that was there today made me want to vomit. And there was a huge Mustang presence there this week, today, and so that's kind of cool. I mean, at heart, I'm a Mustang guy. There was an LS swapped twin turbo Fox body, which was pretty neat. But yeah, but then so that's the one extreme. You get to see the same rich guys every week. Whatever. That seems like a horrible problem to have. Anyway, then you have the opposite end of the extreme, and that's of course all the kids that want to bring their junk out. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that I have, God's chariot on wheels outside. That, that's why I go, to show off what I got, and that's not true. I'm sure there are a ton of people who would love to see what I have, because it's something that they don't have. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't exist. I'm also not going to pretend that I have a highly desirable car that everyone will drool over. So I don't go there with the intention of, breaking necks and all that good stuff. But I mean, if I'm going to go there, I'm going to make sure my stuff's clean so it looks good, so that people can see what. And obviously, I'm a detailer, so my stuff better look clean and good. So, but I don't know what makes people bring what they bring. I know it's cars and coffee, but sometimes I really think there should be a limit. Yeah, that's a whole other rant. But I mean, Allentown's the third largest city in the state, so it's just a pure numbers game. It gets out of hand real quick. For us, for those of you not from the Lehigh Valley area, if you don't know what Bethlehem Steel was or is, look it up. I mean, it wouldn't take you very long to figure it out. It was featured in a Transformers movie, which was pretty cool. Actually, that got done filming right before we moved into the area. But at the steel stacks, they have that's where it is, and it's pretty big. There's several parking lots, so they have overflow parking. But here's the other pet peeve of this: is it's supposed to start at 9:00. Well, every time I go, I have to get there earlier and earlier just to be able to get in, and not have to walk a mile from one of the overflow lots to the main lot. So I got together with Kevin this morning. We talked about going. He brought his 240 out, and I had the R32. We met at Wawa, got our usual breakfast goodies, and then headed over 7:30, an hour and a half before it's supposed to officially start. We sat in about 15 to 20 minutes of traffic waiting to get in. It's ridiculous. And I understand it's the first one of the year, so there's going to be more people. The show open, season opener is always the biggest, but yeah, it was annoying. It's annoying. That's just me. Saw a couple nice things. Yeah, I don't know. Kevin and I agreed, there was only really one car that really caught our eye, and I found it amusing that the two of us saw it pretty much at the same time. And it was a 911 Turbo, but more specifically, it had part of the rear bumper cut out, because that is where the open pipe straight from the turbo and the wastegate pipes just sit. There's kits that are pieced together similarly. First time using this tongue. That put out easily 800 plus horsepower. So, and his license plate was completely black, which piqued my interest. But we saw that, and that was really the only car that made us go, "Wow, yeah, that was pretty nice." And you got your riffraff, and I'm not going to get into that, but I don't know why I go. I don't know why I go, but I do, and I'm happy. Got to see an old friend, Matt. Um, Matt has a Mark V GTI. If I remember correctly, it is an '07, and he bought it new, if I remember correctly. And it doesn't put a lot. It's not his daily driver. Since moving back into the area, it's really just been a show car. It's real clean, and he just finished up doing the shave bay, which he did everything himself, minus all the seam sealer and stuff like that, which he eventually sent out. He started it on his own, and then he did send it out to get finished. So, but everything else, he did all the wiring, the tucking, running, everything like that. So, big props to Matt. Got to see the finished product, which looks stellar. It really good. If anyone ever has a chance to see it, I highly recommend it. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you have Instagram, go ahead and get onto his username is GTI Makes Me Broke. His name is Matt. It's a private account, so don't yell at me if he doesn't approve it. But yeah, if you don't know that car, it'll be making its rounds this year. Super clean, and him and oh god, I can't remember who he said did his paint and the bay work there. I'm not going to butcher it, so I'll have to find out later. But props to those two for doing that, man. Really good. It's good to see hard work done. And that's one of those things where if you don't know how to do it, you either have someone else do it for you or you learn how to do it yourself and you learn. So that was something Matt took under on his own, which was awesome. I'm sure he asked for help along the way with certain things, and the results speak for themselves. So good job. Yeah. So, let's see what else I'm going to talk about. But yeah, I did want to talk a little bit about the podcast here. So I do want to thank everyone who has, in one way, shape, or form, downloaded, shared, contributed to this podcast. I'm going to go out on a limb here and speak for Casper since he's not here, but we've discussed this with each other as well. And I guess I can give you guys a little bit of insights here since we're doing like a little mini-sode here. So, what we're currently sitting at is we, as a whole, we are sitting at about 1,100 and change downloads per month. We have 4,207 downloads. That's all time. That's pretty cool. That really. Look, when we sat down, and I think we said this in the first couple episodes too, we weren't expecting this to get big. We said, well, we'll be happy if this even hits 50 people. So it definitely got way more than 50. So we have downloads in, obviously the United States is the bulk, but Canada, India, Poland, Brazil, Sweden, Italy, and we just got a recent one from the Dominican Republic. So. And there's another one here. It says other regions. That's probably someone who doesn't have their location information turned on their computer. Probably ISIS. Who knows? So, yeah, that's insane. 8 countries. And last I checked, let me click on here. As far as the United States here, we have downloads in... Let me see here. It says 34 states. One of these entries is, again, someone who doesn't have their information turned on, so it just says blank. So down to 33. District of Columbia, which isn't technically a state, so we're down to 32 states and the District of Columbia. So we're getting there. I would love to see those numbers in all 50 states. That would make my day. Who we got here that we have nothing from? If anyone knows anybody in Maine, Vermont, West Virginia, South Carolina, Alabama, Indiana, Iowa, which no one knows anyone in Iowa because nobody lives in Iowa, Arkansas, Louisiana, Nebraska, both Dakotas, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, New Mexico, and Nevada. And of course, Alaska and Hawaii. But if anyone knows anyone from those states, um, let them know. Let them know about the show. We'd love to spread the love across all 50 states, get the word out there. So, but things are going very, very well. We're very, very appreciative of it. Again, this wasn't our original goal. Our original goal was just to have fun, and that has taken place, and it's going to continue, which is good. This is we do have a lot of good stuff lined up. As far as the technology stuff, as far as like the issues I've been having, we're doing a lot of this by flying off the seat of our pants here. Learn as we go. Again, if I don't know how to do something, I'm going to learn how to do it, and or ask someone to do it for me. So we took a big step with actually getting proper recording equipment, and that was our first big step to making this better for you guys. I think next I'm going to have to figure out a way to upgrade what I'm recording on. I can't afford to just buy a new laptop. I'm currently using an old MacBook Air, which is doing the job just great. I have a suspicion that it's not powerful enough to do what I need it to do. I do have an old MacBook Pro laying around, which I'm going to try to reset. By resetting it, I can kind of use that as a dedicated recording device, which would be nice. But we'll see. And I think that's where some of the issues are coming in, is with the actual computer and not with anything else, the hardware, other than that. So we'll see. It's going to be a constant push to improve. So as long as we keep the content good, we just say stick with us. Because trust me, you guys only have to listen to it one time. Remember this, I do all the editing. I listen to it for at least 4 times sometimes, depending on what episode it is, and how much editing has to occur. Lately, we've been getting better where I'm not cutting out as much of the, what's the good word for it, fuckery. Sometimes there's stuff I just don't want left in just for flow. Because when we got the bigger groups together, there was a lot of getting off topic and whatnot. So, but the editing time's getting shorter, which is good. And so stick with it. For those of you who have stuck with it so far, I really, really appreciate it. I slowly want to get to a point where I can work on giving back. I want to be able to give you guys and gals something that. A way of saying thank you for supporting, other than just saying thank you. And actually, I do have to give one special thank you. I know a while ago we had said a big thank you to Eric for his donation to us through Patreon to help us keep this going, keeping our creative content going, and because it isn't free to do this. And we're obviously not begging for money, but we're just throwing it out. If you want to do this, there are ways to do this. We did have another donation recently, and that was from Mr. Rafal Golensky from New York. Rafal's a good friend of the show. He has a morning commute, and if I remember correctly, he has a train ride, and his words to me were, just promise to keep the content coming. I need something for the morning train rides. So that was another big thing that Casper and I had talked about as a goal. It's just to give you guys something to do when we're car people. Everyone spends a lot of time driving, or in Rafael's case, on the train. So, music can sometimes get a little boring. Actually, I had this conversation recently with one of our future guests, that as long as a podcast is engaging, I think sometimes it's a little bit easier to listen to than music, because it gets the juices flowing. That being said, there are certain activities you can't. Like usually for me, if I'm doing any sort of writing, like for my website or Facebook posts, usually anything business related, I will usually not listen to a podcast because if I have to formulate my own words, I'm not going to listen to somebody else talking because I'm too focused on what they're saying to formulate my own content. So that's where music comes in play. But like when I'm detailing, I will throw on a podcast, and there are some fantastic ones to listen to. We are going to have some great guests coming up. And that's another thing. If you have an idea for the show, if you want to be on the show, let us know. gearshiftpodcast@gmail.com, or go on to thebeardeddetailer.com/gearshift and let us know. Let's see here. Our upcoming episodes. So today was supposed to be automotive detailing. That's going to be rescheduled. So that's going to be announced. Next week, episode 16 will be small business ownership. We're going to have Paula Moore. She is the owner of The Tropical Mermaid. It is a clothing brand, and she makes she makes things on her own. She does she is the originator of the mermaid tail blanket and towels. So it is patented. She is the original, and so she'll be coming in to talk to us about really what goes into owning your own business. And I'll have my own insight for that as well. I have two businesses, well, one LLC, but I have two businesses, so we'll talk about that. After that, we will have a family vehicle ownership episode. That's going to be an interesting one. I have hogtied a very special guest, very important, probably the most important guest we'll ever have on the show. I have hogtied this person to being on with much restraint. Did not want to come on the show, but they will be on. That one is going to be a good one, actually. It will be, because it comes down to the main premise that I had when I thought of that topic was I've heard many people say, well, I'm going to have a kid. I need to get rid of my car. I can't have this car because I'm going to have a kid. And I think there's a lot of myths behind that. And we're gonna get into that. And, pretty much just letting you know that life is not, children and families do not restrict. To an extent they do, but they do not completely force you to not be able to be a car person too. So that's the main goal behind that one. That'll be fun. Then we were going to have the humble mechanic Charles himself will be episode 18. That's going to be on May 15th. Now, disclaimer with this one. I know Charles just announced the other day that he will be leaving his dealership this coming week. So we did record that episode ahead of time. So in that episode, you'll hear that he works for a dealership. Well, by the time it airs, he will no longer work for that dealership. So just a little heads up there. We had a weird recording schedule for a while. We were trying to get things done ahead of time, so we were just playing with our schedule the best we could. So we did it where we could. We're back on a normal schedule now, though. Episode 19, it's gonna be about off-roading. It's gonna be a fun one. Off-roading is a ton of fun, and there's lots to talk about with that one. And a good friend, Matthew Hawthorne. Actually, I haven't spoke to him in a while because he moved out of the area. So it'll be good to talk to him. And he does a lot of off-roading, so we'll talk to him about that. Episode 20. It's going to be classic cars. We're going to have Must Ahmed on from New York. If for some reason schedule-wise, it's still up in the air with that. If for some reason schedule-wise Must can't make it out, we'll make it work. But as of right now, Must is scheduled for that. And we are going to have a bonus episode. I'm not telling anyone who's going to be on it. I will say that No. It's going to be I can't even give a teaser. It is going to be an amazing show. it's already been recorded, so I already know it's amazing. Yeah, we already recorded it, but we're holding on to it, and that's going to be on June 8th. But it's going to be good, and I promise you that even though it is not an automotive episode, you will not be disappointed. It's good. It was a very good interview, and I'm very, very, very pumped. As is Casper, to get this out into the world and to let you guys hear this content. Look, the big thing is I'm not looking for fame. I'm not looking for money. I am looking for good content to put out to you, the listeners. The the end product. This is, you've told me through numbers what you like and what you don't like, and we're gonna take care of that. So yeah, so that's the near future. We're after episode after the bonus episode, we'll be taking a break. We're gonna do a summer break, which will probably be, let's see here, June. Did I say June 8th for that one? I think I meant June 5th. Probably. I don't know. So yeah, we'll be off June, July, and August. I think we'll come back full swing into in September, start up like Labor Day-ish. We'll see what Casper and I's schedules are. But that's the plan for us to take a summer break. And we'll talk about that more as time goes on here. But that's the plan. I have a lot going on over the summer usually. That's the busy time for my business. And my kids have stuff over the summertime. So I'm already busy. And if I throw this on top of my other summer routine, I might actually die. I don't know. So we'll take a summer break, come back in September, and but we'll announce those dates as we get further on here. So, all right. Well, without me rambling on too much here, it's time to do what did you do this week? So as always, every week we do a little segment on what did you do automotive-wise this week, and let's see here. I only got two things this week, which is fine. Instagram was where I'm getting this from, which, by the way, if you ever want to tell us what you did automotive-wise, let us know on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, write in. Just let us know. I usually put up a post Thursday or Friday to let us know what you did. And let's see, we have... I'm going to mess up these handles. Sometimes I don't know. If I don't know you personally, sometimes the handles can look weird, but D Kavkak or Kavkak, or I don't know, D Kavkak, whatever. He wrote, "This week, removed rear axle assembly from my Toyota 4Runner, transplanted my differential gears, axles, and brakes to my new rear axle housing, and placed it back in my 4Runner. If you need reference, look at my Instagram posts." So, cool. I mean, yeah, looking at your posts here, it's a pretty, it's a pretty big job, but rewarding when you do something like that. I don't know by looking at your posts or your comment if you did that because something was actually broken, or if you just wanted to do it as preventative. I'm not sure. I mean, the old one, looking at your pictures, looks pretty bad. So I'm assuming it actually failed. But cool. But getting in that work, sometimes hard work pays off. So good to see you doing that, saving a few bucks by doing it yourself. So that's good. And we got Connor Newman, who simply wrote that he watched it accumulate pollen. Simple as that. It's that time of year. It's spring. Man, yeah, that's kind of a shitty thing. It's clean and you can see it shiny, but it's got that nice dust layer, and yeah, damn trees. But we need them, so that's good. And Connor's car is actually, he has a Mark V Rabbit in United Gray. Actually, Connor won our Trivia Tuesday that we were doing. He won the very first one, I believe. Yeah, we're gonna bring that back eventually. Yeah, for anyone who's ever asked that too, why that just randomly stopped, uh, it's a ton of work. Um, since Casper works pretty much two jobs and going to school. I have my own business plus two kids and a house to take care of. On top of I'm editing and producing the podcast and the social media that goes with that and my businesses. If I have time, I try to squeeze it in. If I don't, well, then it gets skipped. So we will bring it back. Because I definitely like to see a small return on my investment. So yeah, it would be nice. I'd like to bring it back, but to the two winners that we've had, good job, congratulations, and yeah. So that's what they did this week. What did I do this week? Actually, I can tell you what Casper did because we already talked about this. But I know Casper received and installed his Diesel Geek shifter, short shifter, and solid linkage. So he got that in. I got a chance to play around with it. Feels really good. Which I drove a Mark V with that in it once before. I believe it was Lars's car, if I remember correctly. And it's definitely probably the best linkage and short shifter on the market for the VW like Mark V, Mark 6 platform. I've never driven it. I've never used it on any of the other like Mark IV or other generations, but I know the Mark V, Mark 6 platform is pretty good. So he did that. He also plasti dipped his emblems. I didn't really do anything. Let's see. After getting back from Wookiees, I did do a full detail on an old Mustang on a 70 Mach 1, which was nice. It was a nice change of pace. Let's see here. I went a little ham on cleaning the R32 last night. I told myself, I'm like, I'll do a quick cleanup for Cars and Coffee. Just a quick wash. 3 hours later, yeah, I decided to give it the whole beans and nothing but the beans. And in truth, some of it was for Cars and Coffee, but it hadn't been, fully decontaminated from our trip down and back to Wookiees. And the inside, I'd neglected the inside for a while. I'd been doing like pretty much like just basic wipe downs and vacuum, so it needed a deep cleaning. Got the steamer out, got in some of the cracks and crevices and stuff like that, windows inside and out and all that good stuff. So, yeah, it was overdue. I did part of the engine bay. The engine bay needs a full steam, but I did again. I just wanted to give it some love that it hadn't had in a couple weeks, months. So that brought me up to 2 o'clock in the morning. Never stop. Can't stop, won't stop. So I did that last night. Let's see here. I think that's really it. I got some work this week coming in. I have a Jeep that just dropped off last night for today. I have for anyone who's followed the Bearded Detailer before, I did a big job on a Jeep Grand Cherokee, a new Jeep Grand Cherokee, and it's coming back for some other film in some other areas, Laminex like the door cups behind the door handles, door jamb, door sill film as well too, just to kind of help with any scuffs that might happen. So that it's back today, and I got to redo the headlights because he wanted the yellow off. So I have some tinted ones going on instead. So that's coming back for that today. So tonight for tomorrow, which is nice. So I'll have that done. And Alex is bringing the Golf R back for its decontamination wash after getting recoated, and his Golf R and his new wheels will get some love, and hopefully they'll get put on this week. So yeah, I'll have some work coming up for me. But yeah. And actually, the CoDriver of the week this week, I'm gonna steal Louis' thunder simply because he said it. We usually have our guests do the CoDriver of the week because it's the polite thing to do. But since, like I said, that audio was not really usable, I'm just going to reiterate what he had said. So. The CoDriver of the week this week goes out to Louis' wife. From what he has said, that they've been together for a very, very long time, and she's always been there for him and very supportive through the times that he needed it, which is awesome. And I know a lot of people may think, the spouse of a car guy has to be. No, they don't. I have known and met some people who have forced their significant other to get rid of something they liked, aka a car, simply just because they didn't like it. And those people suck. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean you should tell somebody else that they're not allowed to like that same thing. Unless it's illegal, then you probably have a ground for a good case there. But yeah, I've definitely met some wives that have made their husbands get rid of stuff, specifically cars, and I don't feel it's 100% right. I know everyone has their reasons, but so no, they don't always have to be. So it's a huge perk when you hear of good stories like Louis and his wife, that she has always stood by him and supported him throughout all his endeavors. And yeah, so cheers. That one goes out to you. Cheers. So yeah, we got a care package yesterday, and I want to give a big thank you. And many of you might have already seen the video on Facebook. We posted it up, and we did an Instagram live video as well too, of us opening the care package. But Apex Tuning from Apex, North Carolina, they sent us a care package. They sent us a couple stickers, a little screwdriver, and most importantly, they sent us a Hot Mama pickle. If you don't know what the Hot Mama pickle is, good chances are you've never been to Wookiees in the Woods. But you can look it up. They're online. This was all made possible thanks to Louis. Louis actually contacted them we had talked about the Hot Mama pickle on the Wookiees in the Woods episode last week. He made a call, and they obliged happily, and they sent it out. So big thanks to Louis for getting that done, and big thanks to everyone down at Apex Tuning for sending the care package. If you guys need anything for automotive needs, be sure to visit their website, apex-tuning.com. You can follow them on Instagram, which is just Apex Tuning, and of course on Facebook, Apex Tuning. But yeah, big thanks for the pickle. And also, we actually, this question got posed to us as well too, about care packages. If you guys have something that you'd like to send us, either you'd like us to review it, you'd like us to give a shout out to your business, or to whatever product that you're selling, that's fine. We'd be more than happy to do that. We don't always have to have money given to us. Something, a nice small gesture that for us to review your product or look at it and let our listeners know about it and where they can get it from, aka you and your business. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, all where you can send it to is up on thebeardeddetailer.com/gearshift. Make it send it not to be, well, you can send it to the Bearded Detailer, but you can also send it to Gear Shift Podcast, whichever one you want to. 6224 Hall Court, Center Valley, PA 18034. And yeah, hopefully it makes it here in time for a show, and then we'll talk about it during the recording. Maybe do a video of it and give a shout out to you and your business. So yeah, I definitely don't mind doing that. In fact, I encourage it. If it's not edible, maybe we'll consume it. Who knows? Yeah, that'd be cool. So big thanks to Apex Tuning and Louis, of course. Yeah, so that's it. This is a good one. We'll be back next week, and I promise Casper will be back with, and we'll have our first female guest on the show. It'll be a good one. If you're interested in knowing what goes into owning your own business, and really the ins and outs of what goes on in that, tune in next week. And even if you're not interested, tune in next week. What's the worst that could happen, right? And remember, don't forget, we still have the intro contest going on. You just got to guess the car in our intro, and let us know. You win a $25 gift card to the Bearded Detailer if you get it right. So that's it. This has been fun. On behalf of Casper, I am Christof for Gear Shift, and until next week, we'll see you on the road.
Gear Shift Podcast is a production of Gear Shift. If you have any questions, please email us at gearshiftpodcast@gmail.com or visit us on Facebook.